What's up, my peeps? Welcome to Housing Connect, the reality. This is the reality of Housing Connect. So from my last video, I was asked, why does Housing Connect marketing agents take so long? Very good question. What a lot of us don't know is that, they take a long time because it's not as simple as we think it is. It's not a first come, first serve lottery. That it has a lot of strict rules. They gotta go by your log number, your income, your household size, the program, like vouchers, like disability, community board. So that's the beginning of the process. And that's one of the reasons why they take so long. I believe it is another reason why they take so long is because they are handling multiple applications, maybe hundreds, maybe thousands of applications at one time. They also are managing multiple lottery buildings. Like, let's take Reside, for instance. Reside is on every lottery building. So it's just, can you imagine? TF Cornerstone, same thing. They're all on these multiple buildings. So it's not like they're going to rush to. Plus, it's strict HPD rules as well. I kind of noticed that too. HPD don't play that. So, if any of these things are not, correct, they're going to slow the process of calling you back. Also, uh, nothing in Housing Connect moves without HPD. Nothing. And HPD approves the marketing plan. They approve your eligibility. They approve your household. They approve. They must pre-set aside, which they have set aside units that could be set aside units for shelter tenants, for people with disability. They got community board units. The same community board that let the guy build the new building. They get preference, but no voucher. But they get preference, So this is what HPD has to do. Without this moving, HPD is not approving any of this. If anything stops, call stop, process stop. It's like a cycle. So that we understand, HPD are the gatekeepers of Housing Connect. They made it to not be discrimination against the landlord, to stop, to minimize the discrimination. But I can't say because HPD is the one who mandates this. I just don't think there's enough oversight, because at first glance, they take 20 to 50 applicants. That's the most any market agent is going to take, so that can satisfy HPD. So when HPD come and audit, they say, hey, look, I got 20, 30 people documents. Now we're going to go and see who most qualify. It's not your log number. Your log number could be number 1, right? That means you're the first person in line. But if whoever looking at it, look in your application, your document, and then look at the documents of number 3, and number 3 is better than you, he gonna get picked first, right? Because it's selective, right? But you're still gonna be in the top 3. You might be second. HPD has no oversight because they already saw the 50 applications, the documents that was put in. So it's not like they say you can't skip, but they will skip. But as long as you're still in that loop, it won't seem like you got skipped. If you get what I'm saying. I'm going to say it again. You'll be skipped, but being that you got skipped after HPD checked everybody's documents, but you get picked maybe 8 9, 10, but when the documents go in, you in there. So it's not like they're going to say, oh, he picked him first. No, because you was first. Your name is in here. So if your name ain't in here, now that's where the marketing agent is going to have a problem. Because when HPD came to check these papers, your name was first. And again, HPD is the one who approves everything, you know. And the funny part is the units be available, right? They be available because the lottery closed already. The lottery closed already, right? So the units be available, but the problem is they are not lease ready, right? So the main common problems in most of these buildings is they don't got utilities. You know, that's the first thing HPD need. HPD need utilities so that they can see that the tenant gonna live in a stable household with everything brand new. That's what we gave you the money for. The rent approval got to be finalized by HPD. The Department of Buildings is still pending. They still pending on the occupancy of the building. So that means if HPD ain't approved it yet, ain't nobody moving. These apartments are just gonna stay here until DOB approves it, unless you're a market rate tenant. You're a market rate tenant, then you can rent it with no problem while they're still waiting the approval under construction, but they'll offer you rent concessions, meaning that we're going to give you some free months rent because the building is and that's not a problem. So these are common reasons why it takes long for, you know, Housing Connect and marketing agents to get to you, and you just got to be patient. Again, the legitimacy of this is this. It's 10 apartments. It's 10 apartments. 1 million application. Only 10 people gonna get picked. So what is the purpose? Would it take so long? That's why it takes so long. It's not like they're taking long because they want to. If they want to market, they want to get that money. But the problem is they run into issues. Again, HPD, I'm going to say this again so everybody understand. HPD controls Housing Connect. They are the gatekeepers of Housing Connect. Any problems that you have or you believe in Housing Connect is HPD, not the marketing agent, not Reside, not TF Cornerstone, not Bricks, none of them. Only people that's responsible is HPD. Simple. Strict rules. Everything gotta go by what they say. They have to pick you, not the marketing agent. So we all get upset with the marketing agent and it's not them. It's actually HPD. So again, if you don't get called, or you're never going to get called, there's the reason. There's only 20 to 50 applications that they're going to take and satisfy that building. Because if you take 20 people and it's 10 apartments, 10 of them might have it. Maybe not. So let's take 30 people just to be in case. And then the first 10 we get, that is income, boom. Come from a shelter, boom. You know, because remember again, some of these buildings are set aside. Most of them are set aside. I can't even say some of them. Most of them are set aside, meaning that they are set aside for homeless, for people that reside in a shelter. Meaning that the Housing Connect is for anybody outside that's not in the shelter who believe that they will make the income of what the Housing Connect is asking. But in reality, they're telling the same shelter people in all 5 boroughs to apply to the same housing after HPD already has set-asides, which those set-asides collide with DHS. Right? Now we're going to do this. We're going to do this. HPD, HRA, and DHS all work together. HPD approve the buildings. HRA give you your voucher. DHS move you from the shelter. That's why they're called set-asides. And you still get to apply for Housing Connect while you're in a shelter. So in case you didn't get on the set-aside list, you can get on the same list as everybody else that's not in the shelter and what Housing Connect was created for. Was it created for affordability? No. That's just the true out fact. It wasn't made for affordability because it's not affordable. It's not. If anybody ever really paid attention how Housing Connect just switched it, right? Because before, HPD used to pay 1/30 of the AMI. Now they only pay 1/20. So now that the marketing agents and developers know that HPD is only going to pay 1/20, they raise it to 1/30. I don't think nobody would ever pay that no attention because this is before. I got facts. Go to Funtown Frosty and I'll post it so that you can see what the AMIs was before. HPD said, we're not going to pay 1/30, we're going to pay 1/20. Because when they was paying 1/30, that means you would have got extra, leeway. You in the shelter, DHS is your only contact. You're not leaving the shelter if DHS doesn't put you in one of these buildings. Unless you find it on your own, and I'm going to be totally honest, they don't want nobody with vouchers. And I'm going to say this to you because I deal with people with vouchers every day. These people do not want people with vouchers in their building. Sorry. That's why we get discriminated against every day. Every day someone with a voucher is getting discriminated against. Nicely. And so where's the affordability? Who is these buildings for? But the problem is not the problem is not the city. The problem is not the developer. The problem is us. We let these people do whatever they want. Nobody say nothing. You gotta fight for your rights. If you don't fight, I'm gonna give you a prime example. Them people in Minnesota fighting for migrants who came here and got everything. Now, we here, born here, kids born here, and just sit back and let these people do whatever they want. And everything is A-okay. That's our problem. Our problem is we just all talk. We ain't gonna let them do that. They do that. They do this every day. Every day to everybody, you, your cousin, your uncle, whoever had a voucher, this is what happens every day. And nobody's going to tell me different. Nobody's going to tell me different. I know this personally. You are being discriminated every day because you have a voucher. I dare you. Somebody, I pray, somebody go to one of these new buildings. And when he hits you back, tell him you got a voucher. I'm going to tell you the 3 things that's going to happen. First, he ain't even going to contact you back. We call that ghosting. Second, he may say, we got some applications on it and I think one is pending. But if that don't fall through, we'll call you back. Or he just got the ones that be like, nah, it's not available no more. Or it's rented. Right? And we just take it like that. When all reality is not. They just been lying to us all the time. I understand you're looking for an apartment and you're like, okay, forget about it. Why it takes so long? Why do you think decisions take so long from landlords when you got a voucher? Because they want you to just forget about it. And just keep moving. You got a voucher, you're going to try again because everybody is desperate to move with the piece of paper. I got this voucher. I gotta go. I need that. I gotta go. I gotta go. And they did. And where you going? Where you going when they denying your voucher? Tell me. Going back to the same spot. Going back to the same shelter. But you ain't got to worry because, you know, the people in the shelter, they got you. When it's your time, DHS going to say, hey, you. Got you this apartment, a brand new building. Hey, you. Got you this apartment, a brand new building. When they call you. If they call you. But that's just the reality. You know? Welcome to part 3. Like, subscribe. When I get 50 subscribers, I'm going to give the whole story of HPD.